Hey guys, how you doing today? It's PapaYaw here.
And it's Mark Gaudet here from markgaudet.com. That's Mark with a C, Gaudett.com.
Fantastic. And if you're watching this video, then you're that new entrepreneur, or you're that entrepreneur who's busy and has no time to really concentrate on getting their health and their fitness strategies in place and in action. Or maybe you're a new online marketer and you're looking to really step up your performance and get better results. So I wanted to share this video with you and really speaking from the standpoint that just go with the process. If you've learned a process that has been shown to give you success, or you've learned a formula or a blueprint, right, really having that faith to just go through it and follow through with it every day. Because once we don't have that faith, we don't have that strong anchor to know that yes, our vision is coming true, and just trust in the universe, trust in nature, trust in source that you're actually heading the right way, then we start to get in our own way. We start to do things that are not necessary at all and actually takes us away from our goal. So I know, Mark, you have something to share about this. I wanted to share specifically with my health and my fitness and how that that's changing, and my goal of getting more liquid, because I've been eating I was trying to get away from the solids that I've been eating, so I wanted to get more into the liquid type of diets. Mark, just what do you have to share just in terms of trusting in the universe, especially from the business aspects for these new online marketers out there? What do you have to share to them about trusting the universe and following the process and the steps?
Well, I think it's going to be very relevant for not just business, but I think it's going to be very relevant for health and fitness to your vertical as well. And, the reason why is because if you think about it, think about it this way. You have a goal, you have a dream, right? You have it on paper, you have a pen and paper, you know what you want to achieve, right? Now, how many times has the universe given you something and you've inadvertently rejected it? And you might be like, well, Mark, I'm not rejecting it, I'm still waiting for it to come. And I'm like, are you? Are you? Because maybe you were waiting for it to come, but the reality is maybe it already came and it's come many times, but you've pushed it away. And so the reason why I'm saying this is because I did some reflection yesterday, and I realized and I recognized that there was a lot of times over the course of my entire life, in every business I've run, in every single school scenario where I was stressed or I had to write a test, that I relied on certain habits that would push away my success. Effectively what the universe was allowing me to have and create. So let me give you an example. Right now I run a coaching business for new entrepreneurs, right? These are entrepreneurs that need mindset development, but the how-tos as well. And they've either just started their business or they're on the verge of starting their business within 1 year, right? And the reality was I was starting to get a lot of coaching clients my way and opportunities to go and speak in front of budding entrepreneurs, which I just did today. And thank you, PapaYaw, for coming to film that. We'll have that up for you guys soon.
Yes, indeed.
Now, this was something that I didn't reach out to someone, but the universe brought my way and was very much aligned with what I'm trying to create in the world and the people that I am going after to serve. Now, in the past, and even yesterday, I noticed what I would do is I would rely on these habits that would push these opportunities away. So I'm obviously in the frequency right now where I'm attracting the right people, places, situations that can allow me to run a 6-figure coaching business this year. I'm attracting those people. It's working in that direction. But as I would get excited, or as someone would give me a speaking opportunity the next day, or as someone would give me a coaching opportunity, I would find that I would go back and be, yes, thank you, excited, and then I'd go and eat something even when I wasn't hungry. Or I'd go and try to deal with these new emotions that came in with me, almost like a self-sabotage. Rather than going and just serving those people, I would go and eat and then overeat to bring myself back to a vibration that kept me where I was. And what happens, because I don't feel as worthy anymore and sluggish because I've started to eat that way, I naturally feel like I'm not worthy, and I just keep eating and doing things that distract me from actually preparing for that speech, or just going to provide value and service, knowing that everything's going to be okay, because that was what the universe brought into my life. And so the question is, that I would ask you is, like, are there good things showing up in your life that are potentially in alignment with what you're trying to accomplish, that are somehow related to your goals, and your next action step very shortly after that is something that is actually synonymous with self-sabotage. For me, it was eating, and it used to be drinking before as well. And think about that. If I'm doing that, I can't perform my best when I'm going to go and provide that value and provide that service to someone. And what else happens? I just keep myself down at another vibration when the universe is saying, hey, come to this level. I'm giving you the opportunities you need to grow. Just accept it and know that everything that you need to say and everything you need to do for these people, you already have. Otherwise, I would not have brought this to you.
That's right.
So just go and enjoy it. And
Hop
once
on
you
the
do
train.
that, I can give you more. But if you're saying resistance, if how have I been resisting it? Well, if I'm now, instead of saying thank you, and I'm just going and doing things like eating and drinking and doing these other things to, distract me from those feelings of like excitement and a little bit of anxiety, then I'm just lowering my vibration back. So I'm staying where I'm at, and those opportunities would cease to come. And therefore, a year later, I'd be sitting in the same boat saying, what's going on? I really want this to happen. It's so hard to happen, but it's not hard. Because we're always getting messages, but we may be self-sabotaging ourselves. So I gave you guys an example of how I've self-sabotaged not only my health and fitness, but also my business by relying on food and other distractions to take me away from what the universe was giving me with respect to what I was asking for. So take that to heart and think about it for a second. PapaYaw, what's your example?
Yes. So I mean, what you said was very, right on the mark. And I wanted to just share in terms of my example. Really, when you look at health and fitness, right? When you look at taking care of yourself and running a business, if you're not taking care of in terms of your health, then your business is not going anywhere. It's not. And like Mark said, a lot of times we get these stresses, stresses from work or from the environment, or just from internal stresses that we go through based on meeting certain goals. And then we distract ourselves with food or music or sex or drugs, whatever it could be. And then we wonder why things are not happening. A lot of times these challenges that we go through are exactly what we need to go through to be able to get to the next step. And allowing for it to happen instead of resisting it, right? What we then create is we are able to find the things that are going to assist us to overcome that challenge. Now we're not blocked. We're not using the food to block our eyes. We're not using the drugs, the sex, the music, or whatever to block our eyes. We're actually coming from a place where we know that we're going to, yes, it's a challenge. Yes, this is going to be not as a smooth sailing as before. Right? I need to be able to get to this level. It's going to take something. We getting that understanding and knowing and trusting that, yes, everything we need is right here. And we just need to be able to see exactly where it is. If we're blocking ourselves with these devices, then we're not able, or these vices, then we're not able to really connect and see what's happening. So for me, I really had to let it go. I set this goal of getting more high water content food in my diet and staying away from the starchy and the more filling foods, the building foods, I'll call it, like the beans and the potatoes and the yams, all the starches, the roots. And I was approaching it in a way where it was very, I have to do this. I've done it before. Oh my gosh, why can't I do it? What's wrong with me? And really, get it on myself for not being able to do something that I've done before. And logically, it made sense to kind of put that pressure on myself, because it's if I've done it before, then why not now? But in the scope of how everything works, I really got this week on Monday how I wasn't just with the flow. I wasn't actually surrendering to this goal and making it happen. Because when I surrendered on Monday, when I fully let go and allowed myself to eat whatever, guess what happened? I actually didn't eat anything. I ended up having a smoothie and a couple of drinks and some dates. That was it for my day. And what happened was, because it was so hot on Monday, it was 30-something degrees, and I just couldn't bear putting anything in my body that will stop the flow, right? So I just wanted to hydrate myself constantly, and in doing that, it dilutes the gases a bit, the gastric juices. So I know that if I eat after that, I'm not going to digest the food, I'm not going to feel well. And so what happened was I didn't eat, and I kept drinking, and it was so effortless, right? So now I'm closer to my goal. It's happening this week. Today too, I haven't had any solids, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm not attached to it. I'm just letting it flow, and I'm naturally finding myself on that path, and I'm gonna get to my goal. And so this is a great example, right, of just allowing things to happen, especially with your dreams, your wishes, your goals, whether it's with health, whether it's with fitness, whether it's with your business, whether it's with your relationships. Just coming from it, knowing that you're God's, the universe has you, and that everything will be okay.
I love that, and I just wanted to add something in there because if you guys missed that point there, you know, as PapaYaw was talking, you might resonate with that story and think, okay, hey, how much does my external environment affect what I do? So think about it. When he was engaged and he was doing his work, right? A lot of times we talk about this, right? Like, let's say you're busy and you're doing something inspirational. You don't want to eat a lot of the times, right? But then there's things, maybe like you're doing something like watching a program, or maybe a webinar, or responding to emails, and you're more likely to snack. Sometimes when you have the best workouts of your life, you're not eating like a ton of food that day, and then sometimes when you don't exercise at all, you're eating a lot of food. Does that mean that you need the food? No, it goes back to what you talked about. It's usually used as a way to distract us or change our state from the way that we feel. We may not be inspired by the action that we're doing right now, and we want to be inspired again. We want to feel different, and so we use food or something else as a way to distract us and hopefully change our state. But usually it just ends up distracting us and changing our state temporarily, and we have to keep relying on it and going back to it. It's the same thing with like drugs, right?
That's right.
That people rely on. So I saw that in your message there and just recognized that. So, you know, maybe give someone a tip. We talked about relying on the universe, but what can they do regardless if they catch themselves and they're aware of the fact that, hey, I notice that when I'm not as inspired, or I'm doing activities that are not aligned with what I'm truly passionate about, that I sometimes tend to maybe eat or distract myself or procrastinate and do something else. What's something they could do, PapaYaw? Because everyone has to answer emails. Everyone has to, you know, do some things that they may not enjoy, which can affect their behavior, right? Now everyone has the choice on how to handle that, but I'm just curious, what's your take?
Sure, perfect. That's a great question, because that's what we're really about. It's like, how are we gonna do this? Like, what's the strategy here? So, essentially, you can apply this to any area of your life. Coming from the angle of health and nutrition, though, with my food, all that I did, all the mindset, the different switch that I made on Monday was that, okay, what's the lesser of the evils? So, I mean, I don't know if you've ever done it, if you ever considered it, but what happens when you think about what's the lesser of the evils? So for me, when on Monday, I had an option to eat like a chickpea dish, and you know, all nice, spiced up, all that, everything tastes good, will really satisfy me. But then I decided, I was like, you know what, I don't want to clog myself right now. What's a good alternative? Then I thought of dates. I was like, you know what, dates are pretty filling, and I have the option of chewing it, like really getting it liquefied in my mouth before I swallow it. And in this way, it doesn't impede in that process that I'm trying to resist anyway. So then, you know, the outcome is still realized. I still able to realize the outcome. So if you're in that situation where you constantly go for a particular thing to assist you, then you can think of like, okay, what other thing that can I do here? Woo!
And it was caught. There we go.
Oh, it's still recording.
Still recording.
All right, so really quickly, we're just gonna end this. It just fell off the tripod here, but what is something else? What is an alternative that's not as bad as this and won't make me feel like this, but will still give me that satisfaction of that whole mental kind of like emotional craving, that fulfillment that we want? What's an alternative that's not going to have as much physical impact and be able to still relieve that? So that's something you can always go to. Did you have anything in mind?
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
This message is for everyone, brother.
Yeah, so I would.
You're making a video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So guys, I would just say, like, take it to heart what PapaYaw just said, and I appreciate you letting me be on this video, and thank you for doing that, guys. In the meantime, stay inspired, stay empowered, operate your life and your health from a place of freedom, and we'll catch you on the next collaboration.
Yes.
Love you all.
Take care.
Peace.